Hi everyone and welcome to my craft room this afternoon. I'm going to be doing some Christmas cards this afternoon and some heat embossing. So I thought I would turn on the camera so you can see what I'm up to. So I have a lovely little Christmas sentiment stamp here, which I'm going to be doing some heat embossing with some wow powders. The wow powder that I'm using today is called Brass Regular, and it gives a lovely brass metallic finished when it's done. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a mat, which is one of my little die cut shapes, and first of all I'm just going to give this a really good rub with a used tumble dryer sheet. You would normally use an anti-static bag, but I don't have one, so I'm using the next best thing. And this just removes as much static as possible from the card, so when you're putting the embossing powder down you don't end up with bits where you don't want them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this down on my stamping platform, and I'm just going to take a little piece of tape which I've used over and over again. It's just literally sellotape. I would normally use a low-tack crafting tape, which is usually purple, but I don't have any, so I'm using the next best thing. I'm just going to lightly secure this in place just by catching the top with the tape. And because I've touched the card, I'm going to give it another wipe. Now I'm going to take the stamp off, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to place this exactly where I would like it on the stamping platform. I'm going to bring the other side over and just gently press in place, and then when I lift it back up it should take the stamp with it, and that just ensures you're getting the stamped sentiment exactly where you want it. And using my Ink It Up pigment ink pad, this one's clear, it's acid free, and it's nice and juicy. I'm just going to take it over and I'm going to apply it to my stamp, making sure I've got a nice even coverage. Pop the lid back on. I'm going to give this a good press down. Because it is clear, it's quite hard to see, but I just want to make sure that I have applied enough of the ink. I'm going to take the little mat off and remove the tape, and then I'm going to take a sheet of regular copier paper, which I've folded in half, and you'll see why in a minute. And I'm just going to pour the embossing powder over the top. Now, as you can see, I've got a few little bits there that I didn't want, so I'm just going to remove these with a dry paintbrush. There we go. I'm just going to pop that to one side for the moment and get rid of the excess embossing powder, and bring both wings together, give it a little tap, and then you'll be able to pour it back into your pot. And then I'm going to take my heat tool. Now I'm going to turn this on for a few seconds for it to warm up before I take it over to heat emboss. This just makes sure that the tool is properly warmed up, because you do want to minimise the amount of time that you apply in heat, because what can happen is it will warp your card, you can scorch your card, so you'll end up with a burn mark, and you can overbake your embossing powder. So you want to really closely watch for the embossing powder change. You'll be able to see it as it happens. Follow it as it's changing, and then when it's done, remove the tool and turn it off. So I'm just waiting for it to warm up. And there's your heat embossed stamped Christmas sentiment. Well, I hope you've liked this little video. If you have, please give it a like and leave a little comment. If you want to be notified of the next time that I publish a video, consider hitting the subscribe button, but you need to make sure that the notification bell's ticked. If you would like more inspiration, I do have a Facebook group where I do daily projects as well as features for Instagram. So if you would like to find out more about that, I will leave a link in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.